Okay, you said something that you thought was really dumb, stupid, out of place on a date, or just someone you're really interested in. And you know that it was really dumb or really stupid because of the reaction that this person gave you. And it was like this blank look, like, or something like, ooh, what did, so it was out of the ordinary and the conversation was really flowing well. And all of a sudden you said whatever it was, and they're like, oh, like this veil of, what did you just say? Comes over their face. So what do? Do you backtrack and say, oh, I didn't mean that, or I really don't know what I was saying, and I'm not sure what I said? And no, no, you move on. You move on as if it didn't happen because everyone says something stupid. Everyone says something they didn't mean, or as I like to call it, verbal diarrhea, like, what just came out of my mouth? Now, if you said something that came across as insulting or you hurt someone's feelings, that's completely different. But otherwise, I wouldn't go back because it's not worth it. And even though they may look confused or a little like, what? It's not enough to humiliate yourself by going back and making a mountain out of a molehill, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to try to explain something that doesn't need explaining, and just let the conversation move on. I know that it's mortifying to you to say something you really didn't mean or didn't come across that way. And so you felt like you look like an idiot maybe, but we've all done that. And you can't take it back. And when you start to try to explain something, people are going to look at you more strangely. And then they will remember what you said. But if you don't make a big deal out of it, you really like just let it go, then they won't even remember it. Because I know for you it's upsetting, but to them it's like it's such a blip on their radar that they're like, they wouldn't even remember the next day what you said. That to you was so mortifying. They were like, what do you mean? Because I've done that. A few days later, I'll remember saying something that, oh, I didn't mean that. And I'll say, to the person, I didn't mean what I said. And they're like, what are you talking? What'd you say? You see what I mean? Now, if you absolutely have to go back, just make a little side remark. Oh, remember when I said such and such? Yeah, I really didn't mean it. And then move on. Don't go on and on. Oh, like, I really didn't mean to say this. I don't know what I was thinking. It was like the worst possible thing I could say. I just was like really nervous. No, just again, let it go, because we're all fixated on what we've said, especially if you're talking to someone you really like, really are interested in. But you can't. You gotta move past it. And the best thing is to just go into the experience knowing that something's not going to come out right, and it's okay. And believe it or not, they're going to say something that's not going to come out right either. First dates, first encounters with someone, they're always awkward, and the conversations never, ever go as smooth as the way you think they're supposed to go. And you probably have a script in your head as to how the evening is supposed to progress. Just throw it out the window, and whatever happens. I mean, comedians are great that way. They throw things out there, and whatever happens, happens. And I'm not saying that you should say anything again that's going to offend anybody, but you say something silly, just laugh it off, move on. And that shows that you have confidence, that you're okay, that you feel like, okay, this is who I am, warts and all. I have my quirks, so do you. So what? It's not a big deal.